Hello, everybody. I'm Matt Kern. I'm here with Monte Hay. How are you doing, Monty?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. So this is pretty exciting because I'm interviewing a fellow Marine. That's awesome. We got a little Marine hoorah going on this morning between me and you. So let's talk just a little bit about you and a little bit about your Marine Corps career and where you're at today.
And absolutely. Like you said, my name is Monte Hay. I spent my 26 long years
Yeah,
in the Marine Corps, retired Master Sergeant Semper Fi, hoorah, do or die. Over here in Fort Worth, Texas, with my beautiful wife, Kiyomi, my baby boy, Micah. The Marine Corps has been a blessing to me, to be able to serve and to give back. And I just want to do my part, man. I just want to make sure that my name is going to be talked about later on in life, long after I leave.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's really kind of what we're all here for, right? We want to make our mark on the world. We want, when that day comes, we want to say, man, Monty, yeah, that guy was awesome, right? And I do believe that. I do believe that. And you're doing that. You're doing that in so many ways. So let's talk about a little bit. We're going to jump into your career. I want to talk just about all the different things you did, all the different places you went, all that stuff you did in the Marine Corps, because 26 years in the Marine Corps, that's no joke. That's for real. So talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. I'm going to take you back to where it all started.
Yep.
In Williston, South Carolina. I came in the Marine Corps in 1991, 5'10", 125 pounds, hula hoop through a Cheerio. I was very tiny, calling myself one to be one of the few, and I did it for my mom. I had my mother, my brother is retired Navy in Florida, and I had another brother who was 21 years old, was killed in a train accident. And that's why I came in. And as I came in, my first job in the Marine Corps after graduating from boot camp, I was communicator. Communications, I did that for a couple of years. Then a couple of years after that, I made what we call a lateral move. We changed the jobs over to the supply field and logistics. Did that for some time, spent time on recruiting duty in Monroe and Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 years there, and finished out my time, over in Okinawa, Japan, as what we call the 3MEF higher headquarters, equal opportunity advisor. Spent some time in Afghanistan as well. It's just been a blessing to serve.
Yeah, that's right. So when were you in Afghanistan?
I was there from 2010, 2011, over in Camp Leatherneck.
All right. So you want to know when I went into Afghanistan? November 2001. So I'm going to tell you something that you're going to love. So I was on leave. I was on leave when 9/11 happened. So we were supposed to deploy September 11th. We ended up leaving September 14th, right? So we were on the way over there, and we stopped in Egypt for Bright Star, a little rehearsal exercise on the way to Afghanistan. I got flown off with a guy named CJ Williams and Mike Prosser. CJ was infantry, Mike was logistics. I went to Bahrain, and I was locked in this little room of this building with the three of us, the chief of staff, and General Mattis, General Mad Dog. So I planned going into Afghanistan with General Mattis locked in a room for a few days there. Can you believe that?
Man, Mad Dog. Yes, sir.
Mad Dog, man. I'm telling you what, if Mad Dog would have stood up and said, I need y'all to run through that wall right now, guess what we'd have done? We'd have ran through the wall. And we did get the hand. We did get the hand quite a bit while we were there. So that's one of the highlights of my career. Yeah. And so I was in Afghanistan there, took over Kandahar International Airport right there in November 2001. So it's back in the day. It's crazy. So that's pretty cool. It's we as Marines, we believe in taking care of our people, right? So we believe in just going and pouring into them. So talk a little bit about that, because you're going to talk Friday night about building relationship through the foundation of faith. And I believe that we walk and we pour into our people. And I know as a Marine Master Sergeant, that's what you did.
Yes, sir. And I believe this, Matt. We're our own personal example, and it's so important to give back to the youth and those, because when I came into the Marine Corps, like for the first few years, I knew I had to set a foundation for myself. Always been based on faith, because I grew up Baptist household, with my mom and my grandma. My grandma was like my mother,
Yeah.
And then I came into the Marine Corps, already had that foundation. But as I came in, I said, well, I knew I was going to do 20 or plus, but who am I going to leave back? What kind of, the what we call NCOs, the corporals, the sergeants, who am I going to give back to? Because I know long after I leave, then they're going to be here. So it was so important for me to find out more about them, and knowing that it's a two-way street. I find out about them. I tell them about me and just pouring into them and just encouraging them each and every day to go out there and just do the best you can. And relationships matter because a lot of the Marines that I actually serve with, we still keep in contact. And a lot of them are very, very successful. So what I do at that particular moment, it wasn't about me. It was about my faith and my foundation in giving back because I believe this. There's no greater gift than to give your time because the time will never be returned. And I'm very, very careful of who I give my time to. So being in the Marine Corps, it's about legacy and who are going to be those people that's going to be the leaders of the free world today. So it was a pleasure. It was an honor to be able to, I still do that to this day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you do it because you have to be a mentor to young men, young women, and you have to really kind of pour into them and let them know, just be be authentic to them, be real to them, get to know who they are, let them know who you are, just like you're saying. And if you're doing that, and there's two types of leadership, right? We've seen it in the Marine Corps. There's two types of leadership. There's that real hard leadership, and then there's leadership where you're fostering and mentoring and building other leaders, because you're not going to be there forever, right? The big green machine keeps rolling, it doesn't stop. As much as we'd like it, as much as we'd like to think when we walked out the door that, that was a big hiccup in the Marine Corps. Guess what? We walked out the door and business went on, Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit more about today. What do you do today?
Today, director in sales and marketing, World Ventures, travel club, that I'm in right now. And one thing I did, I took away from what I learned on recruiting in the Marine Corps, and I applied it to what I'm doing right now. And with me, it's not just about travel and business because the team is growing. It's about family. It's about relationships. Because when I tell my team, I say, you don't just get the travel and the business, you get me.
Yeah.
You get 100% of me. You get 47 years of life. You get 26 years in the Marine Corps. You get about 3 years on recruiting duty. You just get me. And then as far as global inspirational speakers, surrounded by a lot of great people. I don't know if we could do plugs or not to talk about people, but it's this gentleman by the name of Mario Fields, retired Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps, and being aligned with him and just doing our part to give back is just a blessing. So I have World Ventures that I do and also do global inspirational speakers. And I just want to do my part, like I said, to make a difference.
To make a mark. That's awesome. Yeah. And I can't wait till Friday night to hear more about that. But you do one other thing that we'll talk about is you coach basketball, right? So you coach youth. And again, I think that's just another great way that you're building relationships and pouring into people. So talk about that.
Yes, I'm going to smile a little bit because when I coach, it's not just about basketball. It's about life lessons.
Yes.
It's about what can I do, because being in the Marine Corps, I was in the Marine Corps. Being in the Marine Corps, I knew that I could coach basketball. I said, what else can I give them? So a lot of our practices, we'll end up practicing, just talk about, whatever they want, their goals and their dreams and those types of things. So I did the youth, and also I did what we call the big kids. I had, I have a female team. At one point, I had a female team, I had a male team, and youth sports all at the same time. So my voice was kind of gone.
Yeah.
But the whole consensus of it is, what can I do to add value outside of the court? Because it's not about the X's and O's while you're playing on the court. Is what can I do to help enhance your life and add value to your life outside of the court? So, and knowing that I can actually, have some impact on their lives as far as their future, I mean, it's an absolute blessing. And a lot of them out there are still becoming successful right now.
Yeah, that is so cool. So last thing we'll talk about today, and we'll get into it all more tomorrow or Friday night, but you got these beautiful pictures behind you. Talk about your family just a little bit.
My family. Kiyomi, my wife Kiyomi, she's from Japan. She's Japanese local national. So she trusted me. She followed me over here to the United States. So I mean, I owe her so much, and I love her so much, and I just want to do my part to be the best husband that I can be. And as far as Micah, there's a name. There's a meaning behind the name. So Micah, who is like God. So, and then his middle name is Hakeem. So Micah, who is like God, Hakeem, it means wise. So we spoke that into his life before he was born. And to be able to see him each and every day and to give him every single thing that I have and just to pour into him and to see the stages. I mean, it's just awesome. And every time I see him, Matt, and he does something bad, I can't get mad at him because I believe I was the same way.
Yeah.
But just to be able to be with them every single day and to give them every single thing that I have, that's it. I look at my wall, as faith and as family. I
Yeah.
focus on the faith and reading to him each and every day about Jesus, and showing him the way. Because when I do that, one day he can end up doing that for his future children.
Yeah. See, that's awesome. And I know you're so proud, and I know, you're just proud of your mother, your wife on Mother's Day this last weekend, and just everything that's going on in your life. Well, I cannot wait till Friday night. This is going to be a great interview. We're going to really change lives Friday night and this weekend. People will be listening. And so I'll let you close it out and just talk just a little bit about, whatever it is you want to talk about, and close it out. And like I said, we'll hit it hard Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. My focus is always will be to give God every bit of the glory. No matter what successes that I go through, no matter how many people that I impact, I always turn it over because it's not about the shine, it's about his shine. And that's what I'm talking about. It's about what we're going to do to help make this world become a better place to live in. And I just believe that building relationships with the faith on foundation, I'm not here to preach to anyone. I just want to do my part to set the best example that I can be. I believe this world could be a greater place because we live in a world right now that's kind of uncertain.
Yeah.
But one thing's for certain is God is real, and God gives us the opportunity to serve and give more to each and every person that's in our path. So what I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to just give everybody every single thing that I have, like I always will,
Yeah.
and focus on just building as much as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I can't wait for it. Because I'm right. We're so in line with what we think. I think uh, God is everything, and if we pour into God and we treat people, no matter who you are, like we want to be treated, like it says in the Bible, uh, then we're going to be a better place. And so that's just so awesome. Building relationships is what your topic is. What we should be doing is we should be building relationships with everybody, and we should be doing that through a foundation of faith, just like what your title of what you'll be talking about. So, Monty, I can't wait till Friday night. It's going to be great, and I look forward. And I'm so glad to meet you. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, hoorah. I know we're not saluting doors, but got to give you one.
Right. I love it. I love it.